Hello everybody, and welcome back to Certified Collectibles. Today we're going to be unboxing some CGC certified comics. Now what makes this group here so special is that these are all Star Wars titles, all published by Marvel from 1977 to 1986. These are all from the original series. Now these are all going to be key issues from that series. I think to date there's been 26 keys identified, and we have 18 in this particular submission. Now this group was a one-owner collection. We bought this from a guy maybe 2 or 3 years ago, and they just sat in the warehouse, and we found them the other day. We sent them in to CGC, so we got back what we sent in. These are 18 keys from that set. Now, there were about 10 books missing. Other than that, it was a complete set, a complete run of all the Star Wars titles. Unfortunately, issue number 1 was missing and a couple other keys, but we do have 18 of the keys that we're going to take a look at today, so still some really cool titles in here, some really important keys to take a look at. Now, like I said, this was a one-owner collection. He just put these together as they were coming out over the years. So we don't expect any super high grades, but we also don't expect any super low grades. These are all going to be nice mid-grade or mid to high grade books. We don't expect any negative surprises or incredibly positive surprises either, but still some really cool books to take a look at. So let's go ahead and cut into this and see what we have. We haven't looked at these yet, so really excited to see the grades we got. Okay, let's start with issue number 2, our first key. Star Wars number 2. Now this is the first appearance of Obi-Wan Kenobi in story, the first appearance of Han Solo in story, the first appearance of Chewbacca, the first appearance of Greedo, a bounty hunter, and the first appearance of the Millennium Falcon and the Death Star. This is also the first appearance of Jabba the Hutt. As he originally appeared in human form. He was changed to a giant slug-like creature for the movies, but this is his human form as he appeared in this particular issue. Now, as you can see, this is a CGC 7.5. Off-white to white pages, as a lot of these books are. Sometimes it's tough to find these books in all white pages. A lot of people did collect these over the years, and a lot of people did store these nice, but environmental issues will always affect these books, turning some of the pages from white to off-white. Still, in this particular run, the Star Wars series, the original series from Marvel, if you're looking to invest in this particular series, you want to buy like 9.6 or 9.8. If you want to just pick up nice collector copies like this, a 7.5, a nice mid-grade, mid to high-grade book, these should not cost you much money. There's a lot of these books out on the market. The key issues here, like this one here, you can expect to pay few $100 for a mid-grade book like this. Once you start getting into 9.8, of course, it's more into the thousands. But these should not be terribly costly at this particular time to pick up. But this is our first key for today, issue number 2. See what we have next. Here we have Star Wars issue number 5. Now this is the first appearance of Wedge Antilles, a veteran pilot of the Rogue Squadron. Now this one here, as you can see, is a CGC 9.2. That's a great grade. This looks pretty white too. Yeah, all white pages on this one here. Very nice. See, like I said, 9.2, incredibly good grade to get on this. This book here is not going to cost you much in this particular grade in today's market. Everybody's going after the 9.6s and 9.8s for their investment collection, but a standard collector's group, this one here is a great grade for this. Once again, another nice key. Book number 3, what do we have? Star Wars number 7. Now this is the first original Star Wars story to appear in comics. The first 6 issues of this were just an adaptation of the original Star Wars movie. Issue number 7 starts the first original Star Wars stories in comics. Very important key, came out in 78. As you can see, this is a CGC 8.0. Once again, a really nice collector grade for this particular key. Next up we have issue number 9. This is the first team appearance of the Cloud Riders. Now this was an intergalactic motorcycle gang that appeared in the 2008 feature film Solo. So this one here has picked up a little interest since that movie came out. Before that, it really wasn't terribly important. But this one here came out in 1978. As you can see, this one here is a CGC 9.4. Very, very good grade for this book. We're getting close to investment grade with this. If it just kicked it up a couple more points, we'd be in the investment grade range, but still a super high-end collector grade for this particular issue. What do we have next? Here we have issue number 33. Now this one here is a conditional key. This issue has less than half the average amount of 9.8 graded copies on the CGC census compared to other books published around that particular time frame. So this one here is more of a conditional key because there's not a lot in high grade. Now in mid grade like this is a 9.4, still a great grade for this particular issue. Like I said before, once you start getting into these 9.4s, you're getting definitely close to investment grade for these books. So this one here, still a nice high grade. At 9.8, this is a conditional key. This one here is one to pick up and one to consider. It's gained a lot more attention over the past few years because of the few copies on the census in high grade. But a very nice white pages, 9.4 for this particular key. Move these out of the way. Here we have issue number 36. Now this is the first cover appearance of Domina Tague. As you can see, this is a CGC 7.0, off-white to white pages. You don't like to see the off-white pages in a issue this new, relatively speaking, but still, like I said, environmental issues do get to these books. So off-white pages is definitely going to affect the collectability of this particular issue in this grade, but still a nice collector copy for this particular key. What do we have next? Here we have issue number 39. Now this is a CGC 8.0. Now this is part 1 of the Empire Strikes Back movie adaptation that ran through issue number 44. So the next few issues are going to be from the Empire Strikes Back adaptation. Now this is the first mention of the Rogue Squadron in the standard US comic. In issue number 39, a pilot radios home base and uses the call sign Rogue 2. So this is the first mention of Rogue Squadron in a Star Wars comic book. So this particular issue, the Rogue Squadron in general, had some more attention drawn to it because of the Rogue One feature film that came out. But this particular issue here before didn't have a whole lot of interest, but it is picking up some steam. Now this is CGC 8.0, off-white to white pages. This came out in 1980. Still a nice higher mid-grade book for this particular key. Great cover on these. And I love the Toys R Us banners across the top of them. What do we have next? Issue number 40. Now this is part 2 of the Empire Strikes Back movie adaptation that ran through issue number 44. This is the first team appearance of the Rogue Squadron in a standard US comic book. CGC 8.0, off-white to white pages. Once again, if you're collecting books this new, relatively speaking, in the 70s and 80s, you'd typically want to stay on the white pages, but a book like this, an 8.0 and white to off-white pages, is not going to cost you a whole lot of money, maybe around $100 or so. You can pick up a nice run of these books in mid-grade for typically under a few $100 each issue, except for some of the bigger keys, like issue number 1, of course, and a couple other keys we're going to get to shortly. But most of these in mid-grade aren't going to cost you much money. Like I said, there are a lot of these books out there on the market, but in high grade, they get very, very scarce. In collector grade, they are available. What do we have now? Issue number 41. Now this is the first cameo appearance of Yoda. He's in the shadows in this particular issue. This is the cover art featuring the Millennium Falcon, and this is a 5-page explanation of Yoda's initial goblin-like appearance, illustrated in the Marvel paperback edition of The Empire Strikes Back. Now this is a CGC 9.0, nice grade for this issue. This looks like a nice white pages. Oh no, they give it white to off-white pages, but still a 9.0, still a great grade for this particular key. Once again, first Yoda cameo. Get this one here out. Oh, nice. One of my personal favorites. Issue number 42. Now this is the first appearance of Boba Fett, the bounty hunter, the first cameo appearance of Dengar, Bosk, IG-88, and Zuckuss, all bounty hunters. And this is the first cameo appearance of Emperor Palpatine, aka Darth Sidious. A very, very, very important key. This here is a CGC 9.0, a nice grade for a collector copy of this particular issue. Once again, this is one of the important keys. If you're looking to invest in this book, definitely get it in 9.8, 9.6 if you can't find a 9.8, but 9.0, still a great grade on this particular issue. This is nice white pages. We're very happy with this grade. Like I said, this was just a collector's group, so to get 9.0 white pages, very, very happy with that. Very important key. Next we have issue number 43. This is the first appearance of Lando Calrissian in a standard US comic book, and the second appearance of Boba Fett. Now, once again, a very, very important key in this original series. This here came after the first appearance, second appearance of Boba Fett. Boba Fett is one of the fan favorites. He's probably one of the most popular characters in the franchise, besides maybe Darth Vader. And, you know, Luke Skywalker. I think Boba Fett's still even more popular than Luke Skywalker. So very, very popular character. You definitely want to get the first appearance and the second appearance if you can. This here is a CGC 6.5. White to off-white pages. Not tremendously pleased with that grade, but like I said, it's a collector's group. You can't expect super high grades on every book. 6.5 is an okay grade for this. And in this particular grade, this one here is not going to cost you much money in today's market if you're just picking up some nice keys. Okay, over halfway done. Here we have issue number 49. This is The Death of Jedediah. This is a CGC 9.0. This is considered one of the important keys. The Death of Jedediah. White pages. This one here came out in 1981. CGC 9.0 is a great grade for any collector book, like we mentioned before. This one here, nice key, 9.0. Don't expect to pay over $100 for this one. We're getting some pretty good grades for just a regular collector group out of this. All right. Issue number 56. This is the first appearance of Shira Bree. Later becomes Lumia, Dark Lady of the Sith. This here is an important key as well. 9.2, CGC 9.2, off-white to white pages. Back looks pretty white. Looking across the top of the pages here, I guess they're a little off-white. That's too bad. Still, 9.2, super good grade for a collector's group. An important key. Pick this one here up. If you see these out, you're not going to pay a lot for these particular issues, especially in the low 9s like this. If you guys are putting together a run of keys for the original Star Wars, some of these are going to be very, very, very affordable. You'd be surprised. Next up, issue number 60. The first appearance of Wald and Hank Thorben, members of the Rogue Squadron. This is also the first appearance of Admiral Mila Giel and the origin of Shira Bree. This is a CGC 8.0. Off-white to white pages from 1982. But still considered one of the keys. 8.0, still a nice collector grade for this book. Okay, now here's one everybody's going to recognize. This is one of the hot keys. Star Wars number 68. Now in this issue, Boba Fett briefly appears in a flashback, but this is the first mention of the Mandalorians. It's also the first appearance of Finn Shiza, a Mandalorian, and the first full appearance of Dengar, a bounty hunter. Now this one here is one of the very, very important keys. A 6.5 is still probably going to cost you a couple $100 because of the popularity of Mandalorian streaming on Disney+. This one here, super important key for this issue, for this series. Probably just as important as issue number 1. 6.5, we wish this was a better grade, but like I said, it's just a collector's group, so 6.5, you know, just to actually have this key included in this particular run, we're happy with that. But a 6.5, nice mid-grade key. Don't expect to pay too much money, but you aren't going to pay probably more than any other keys that we showed you today because of the popularity of the Mandalorian TV series. This one here, very, very hot key. If you find this one out there, pick it up. Mid-grade is still a great key to own. Only 3 books left. Here we have issue number 81. Now in this issue, Boba Fett escapes from the Sarlacc pit and is the first full original Boba Fett story in an official Star Wars comic. This is CGC 4.0. This was, I guess this is our lowest grade in this whole run that we've shown you guys today. 4.0 white pages. I guess the white pages don't matter too much when it's 4.0, but there is some damage here. We didn't see that when we sent it in. I just see that now that I'm holding it. It's actually a tear in the back cover, so we probably wouldn't have sent it in, but it is one of the keys. 4.0, CGC 4.0 is not going to cost you, in this particular condition, this grade, 60, 70 bucks. This one here is a key issue, but not one of the most important ones. So just want to show you guys, it is a key, but there's better keys in there to purchase. Okay, 2 books left. We only got one more after this. This is issue number 88. This is the first appearance of Lamia, Dark Lady of the Sith, later revealed to be Shira Bree. This here is a CGC 8.5 white pages. A nice solid grade for a collector's grade book. Oh look, a Dreadstar advertisement on the back. Once again, this here is one of the middle keys, let's say mildly important key. In 8.5, don't expect to pay much for this, probably under 100 bucks. In high grade, some of these later issues in the series, in this particular original run, are going to cost more because people stopped collecting them and buying them as the series went on over the years. So in high grade, expect to pay more for this, but 8.5, 100 bucks or less should get you a nice high grade, nice collector grade key. And our last key is also the last issue of the series. Issue number 107. This is the final issue of the first Star Wars series. Now this here has a low print run. This was always considered one of the keys. This is a CGC 4.5, white pages, but once again, disappointed with that grade. Thought this would be much higher. Super white crisp back there. Don't know what they saw. I don't really see anything indicating a 4.5, but there might have been some interior damage we don't know about. Typically we don't, we grade so many books, typically we don't open them all and go through every page to make sure all the pages are intact or in good condition. We just look at the covers, the corners, the creasing, the staples, make sure they should grade a nice mid-grade to high-grade book. But 4.5, a little disappointing, but this is the last issue of the series, low print run. This here is one to definitely pick up if you're picking up keys for this particular series, because this is a low print run. These are a little hard to find. 4.5 is not going to cost you a whole lot of money, though. Probably 100 bucks or less. There you have all the keys, well, all 18 keys that we sent in to CGC for grading. Like I said, there's 26 keys total for this particular series, the original series. These are 18 of them. So please drop some comments in the comment section below. Let us know what you guys think. Give us a thumbs up if you like this video. And as always, please remember to subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Thank you for joining us here at Certified Collectibles, and we'll see you again next time.